Hi, and welcome back to another lesson. I just recorded this piece you heard at the beginning, and today we're going to work through it. I'm going to show you not only what I played, but also try to help you understand why I played it. So how I made the different choices, both in choosing the chords and in voicing them. The lesson is going to have three parts. The first part is the instant gratification part, where I just walk you through the chords in just a moment and show you exactly how I played each one and also give it a name. In the second part, we're going to work through it chord by chord, and I will go into more depth as to how I arrived at some of the voicings. And then in the third part, we're going to do a harmonic analysis of the piece. So then you'll get like the whole package. You really get a bird's eye view and also a close-up, a zoom in of the entire passage, and hopefully this will help you develop your own harmonic vocabulary. And of course, I encourage you to borrow the voicings if you like them that were heard here and use them in your own playing. Of course, don't forget to transpose to all keys. So let's get started. In the first part, I'm just going to walk you through the different chords. So let's do it step by step. The first chord is this A flat major 9. The entire progression, by the way, is in the key of E flat major. So we're going to depart a bit from my usual tradition of working in C major. So I'm playing an A flat and a B flat in the left hand, and a C, E flat, G, and B flat in the right hand. Pay attention to the fingering in each of the chords. I just play whatever is convenient for me, but if you find something that's more convenient for you, use it. If you have a better fingering, stick to it. If it feels good, it's okay. The second chord is this guy, and it's a G dominant 7 with a sharp 5. Sorry, with a sharp 9 and a flat 13. Now this is also what I call a rootless voicing, because I'm not playing the G anywhere in this chord. What is playing the G in the passage is the bass. If you go back and listen, the bass hits the G. So I'm relying on the bass player to give me like the root note or define the harmonic progression for me, or at least help me do so. So I'm playing a D and a B flat in the left hand, and a B, E flat, F, and B flat in the right hand. So there are a lot of tensions here. Like you see, I'm playing a B and a B flat simultaneously. Second chord is a C minor 11. Again, this is a rootless voicing because I'm not playing the C here at all. The C is being played by the bass player. Which, of course, is played by the bass, not by myself. So I'm playing an E flat, F, G in the left hand, and a B flat, D, E flat, and F in the right hand. Then I have kind of a quick progression. I'll play it and then we'll work through the chords. So this guy is again a rootless voicing. It's a B flat minor 11, which then goes, so I'm playing an E flat and a B flat in the left hand, and a D flat, F, A flat, C in the right hand. This goes to an A dominant 7, sharp 9. So A sharp, G, the left hand, C, E, G, and C in the right hand. And this goes into an A flat major 9. It's exactly the same chord we started out from, but this is a different voicing. Playing a C, E flat, A flat in the left hand, B flat, E flat, G, and B flat in the right hand. This next chord is, I'm actually going to call it a G augmented 7. It's not exactly G augmented 7 because I have this D here. So we're going to discuss this more when we get to the second part. When I'm playing a D, F, G in the left hand, B, E flat, F in the right hand. And then a C minor 9. So C, G, B flat, D, E flat. Then again, there's like a quick part. I'm going to play the quick part and then walk you through it. So here I'm playing a B flat. Well, this is what I would call this a G minor 13. This again a rootless voicing. The bass is playing the G, but basically I'm playing a B flat in the bass, the left hand, and in the right hand I'm playing C, E, A, C. This then goes into this kind of a tricky voicing and naming. There are different ways of, you can call this thing more than within one name, but basically it's a rootless voicing for, I call this a G flat diminished 7 plus an A flat. So this is what I call a stacked chord or a polychord, and I'm basically playing an A in the left hand and a C, E flat, A flat, C in the right hand. And then this goes into an F minor 11. For which I'm playing an F, A flat, B flat, C in the right hand, in the left hand, and then E flat, A flat, B flat, C, E flat in the right hand. Then I go into an A flat minor. This would probably be what I call an A flat minor 6, 9. Over a bass of B flat. So just playing a B flat in the left hand, and then an F, A flat, B flat, B, and E flat. And then into an E flat major 11. Actually, you know what, the way I'm playing it now, it's actually a major 9 when I look at it. So I'm playing in the left hand E flat, B flat, E flat, and then in the right hand F, G, B flat, and D. And that's it. Let me just play it for you on its own, just once, so you can hear how it sounds. Okay, now in the second part of this tutorial, I'd like to go through the different chords and sort of show you how I built them. So for this, you need to know how to construct 7th chords and 9th chords, and feel comfortable talking about higher degrees, at least to some level, because we're going to talk about these degrees and how I rearranged them and how some of them became tensions and so forth. So excuse me while I sip my tea, and let's go through them just one by one. I mean, there's no other way of doing this. Let's start with the first chord. That's an A flat major 9. So here's an A flat major. Here's an A flat major 7, major 9. And all I've done really is doubled this thing here. So it's pretty straightforward, right? Just built the chord and added and doubled this guy. Now this is the thing of, the reason I'm doubling is that many of these Neo Soul chords really sound better when you get these clusters of notes. So this thing here, or even just these 3 notes, which are really close together, give off a nice sort of sound. There are different overtones, really combine in a very pleasing way. So doubling notes and moving them around to create these clusters is a very powerful way of getting this really thick and lush sound. The second chord is what I call a G dominant 7th, and then basically I said a sharp 9 flat 13th. So let me show you how this came up. It's also a rootless voicing, because remember the bass is playing the G, so we don't have to play the G. You can focus on the tensions and the interesting parts. So let me show you how this came about. Let's start with here's a G major, G dominant 7th. Here's the 9, 11, 13th. And I'm gonna sharpen the 9 and lower the 13th. I'm going to omit the 11. Now, I'm going to double this B flat here, which is the sharp 9. And I'm going to move this B flat down here. And I'm also going to move this D down here. And I'm going to omit this G. And here's our voicing. Now, why did I do actually these specific things? You know, it's a good question. I'm gonna kind of disappoint you by saying that there's no good answer. It's just a process of experimenting with moving around the notes. It does look like there's an infinite number of options, and in some sense there is, but there are some sort of things that guide you through this that help you decide. For example, the fact that you have this dissonance here actually works in your favor in some sense, because it gives this extra flavor to the chord. So I really don't have anything really that much more interesting to say about this particular voicing, except for the fact that it's actually pretty nice and I like it and I tend to use it every now and then. So if you like it, just learn it. Next chord is the C minor 11. And it's a rootless voicing, so the bass is playing the C. And let's play, here's the C minor. Here's the C minor 7, C minor 9, C minor 11. And we're going to do the same trick of doubling. We're going to double this E flat here. We're going to double this F down here. And we're going to omit this C. We don't need to play it because the bass player is playing it. And here's our nice voicing with this nice cluster sound. So you have these three notes bunched together, and here you have these three notes bunched together. So it's a very powerful concept. The next chord is, this is a B minor 11, rootless voicing. We're not playing not a B minor 11, but B flat minor 11. We're not playing the B flat. Again, the bass player is playing it. And let's see how this comes about. Here's a B flat minor, 7, 9, 11. Now, basically, I'm going to move this B flat up here. I'm going to move this E flat down here. And everything else is going to move, except for these two, which we just moved around, everything is going to move up. So this B flat, F, A flat, and C are going to go up one octave. So when I do this, I get this nice voicing. And one kind of nice thing about it is that it has this ambiguity. You see in the left hand, I'm playing this fourth interval, which personally I feel has kind of a nice tension to it. Without really committing, you do get the minor sound because you have this minor third here in the between these two notes. And this minor third is extremely important because it defines the minor character of the B flat minor 11. So you do have it, but you also have this slight ambiguity because in the left hand I'm not playing a minor third, I'm playing this perfect fourth. So it's a nice voicing. I like it. Next chord is an A dominant 7 sharp 9. Yeah, now the kind of dead giveaway is every time you see a tritone, the first thing you think is, is this a dominant 7th chord? And usually the answer is yes if you see a tritone interval. In this particular case, this particular tritone is a tritone interval of the 3rd and 7th in the A dominant 7. Let's build it up. Here's A dominant 7th, A dominant 7th, here's the 9th. Take the 9th, sharpen it. And now, if you'll notice, here you have kind of a C major chord. Just gonna move it up. So I'm gonna take this entire C major and play it here. I'm gonna omit the A. It's gonna be a rootless voicing because the bass player is giving me the A. And I'm gonna double this G here. So the nice thing about this is that I'm playing a tritone in the left hand which defines the A dominant 7th. It really gives like a strong A dominant 7th character. And then I'm free in the right hand to add all sorts of tension. So I'm adding the sharp 9 on top. So it gives this extra flavor or color. You can also play the C or omit it as you'd like. You're just doubling the sharp 9 above. And I'm also kind of strengthening, I'm playing the 5th and the 7th here, just to give it a little more thickness. And then we're back to an A flat major 9. So this chord really is, this is a polychord. I'm playing an A flat major in the left hand and a B flat major in the right hand. And putting them together gives me an A flat major 9. It's a very nice way of constructing these higher degree chords. I call this guy a G augmented 7th. And let's see how this comes about. Here is a G major, G dominant 7th. You take the 5 and augment it. Take this 7 here, double it. And now the only question is, where does this D come from? Honestly, I should probably call this something different. But really, I'm gonna stick with G augmented 7. Just because it will make my life so much easier when analyzing the chord progression itself. And you can actually just play, you don't have to play the D. You can just play the G augmented 7 and it will actually sound pretty good. And this leads into a C minor 9. So C minor is this, 7th, 9th, take this E flat, move it up here, and here's the voicing. Now, because I'm kind of in the lower register of the Rhodes piano, I opt to kind of leave some space here. I don't want to bunch the notes like too much because it then starts sounding a bit cloudy. So I'm just giving the chord a little bit of space. Just this is an artistic choice. The next trio of chords, I'll play it and I'll walk you through my decisions. Okay, so how is this a G minor 13th? Well, there's no really other way of showing it than just simply constructing G minor 7th, G minor 9th, 11th, 13th. And you can see that the upper structure is an A minor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to omit everything except for the 3rd, which is very important for defining the minor characteristic, and this upper triad of notes. I'm just going to take this E down here. And here's my chord. And it's a rootless voicing. The bass player, again, provides me with the bass. The next chord is this guy. It looks like an A flat major over a bass of A, personally, the way I see it is like this. In my mind, I'm playing a G flat diminished 7 in the left hand and an A flat major in the right hand. But really, all I'm keeping from this thing, from this guy here, is this note. And my bass is playing the G flat. This goes into an F minor 11. So here's F minor, 7, 9, 11. Take this E flat, double it up here, C, double it up here, A flat, put it here, this G, you can put it down here, and that's it. And you just, I guess this B flat you double here, and actually I'm going to omit the G. And here's my F minor 11. And you get this, again, this very nice clustering. You see you have these 3 notes here, these 3 notes here, all clustered, and they give it this rich sound. So I call this an A flat minor. Actually, what did I write down? I wrote something down so I don't forget, but I can't read my handwriting right now. So you know what? Let's just construct it and see what we get. Let's take an A minor. A minor, would be a 7. Then a 9, then 11, then 13th. But we're actually going to omit the 7. We're going to put a 6 instead. And, well, a 6 is like a 13, so I can omit this guy up here. And I'm going to take this B flat down here. And actually, you know, let's take this F, let's omit this guy, let's take this F down here. And here we have our chord. So basically the higher degrees that we're using from this A flat minor is really, when you look at it, we're using the 9th, we're using the 13th, which is the 6th, and that's pretty much it. So you could call this an A flat minor 6, 9. And then it goes into an E flat major 11. There are different ways of voicing this, but basically they're all the same. This is a very conventional, non-adventurous voicing: E flat, B flat, E flat, and then F, G, B flat, D. And the way this comes about, here's an E flat major 7, 9, take this guy F, put it down here, take this B flat, double it, and this is exactly what I'm playing. Only I take this B flat and double it here, and this is basically what you get. So I hope you still have some energy left, because now in the third part, what I like to do before concluding is do a harmonic analysis of the piece you've just heard. So when I say harmonic analysis, I mean in terms of functional harmony. And for those of you who don't know what functional harmony is, that's fine, you can stop the lesson now. You can check out my full jazz piano course tutorial here on YouTube, which discusses functional harmony. And this is a big topic. If you're not familiar with it, don't worry about it. Just come back when you do get familiarized. It's also called diatonic harmony. And this piece is really, it's kind of straightforward in terms of functional harmony, but it's still interesting to go through. So again, this is a piece in the key of E flat major. And it starts with an A flat major 9, which is really the 4, so it's the subdominant. And then it goes into, well, this would basically be the 3 major, going into the 6 minor. I'll go through the degrees first, and then we'll sort of rationalize why some of these were chosen. Into the 6 minor. Then you have a 1 minor, going into a, well, this would be, really when you think about it, a 4 or 5 flat dominant chord. Then the next chord, which is an A flat major, is really again, it's a 4, it's a subdominant, 4th degree. Again, 3 major, 6 minor. And now we have, really, when you think about it, a 5 minor going to a 5 flat dominant 7th. That's the functional role of this degree. Sorry, this would be that's my mistake actually. This would be a 3 minor going to a 3 3 flat major or 3 dominant 7, going to a 2 minor. Basically, this is a dominant chord, and this leads to the tonic. Okay, so a few things I'd like you to pay attention to. So there are a lot of what's called 2-5-1 or secondary dominants in this progression. So the 4 really ends up wanting to go to the 6 minor. And to do this, it enlists the help of a secondary dominant, which is this G dominant 7th, with all of the tensions. So here I have a second, so the G plays the role of a secondary dominant to the minor 6. Then you have a 2-5-1. So the next chord, again, goes back to the A flat major 9. And to get to there, it does this B flat minor to an E flat major to an A flat major. But instead of using the E flat major, it does a tritone substitution, and it plays the A dominant chord. So it's this way of using secondary dominants and tritone substitution to go basically from where it was, which was the C minor 11, the 6 minor, back to the 4 major. And again, you have this 2-5-1, or the, not the 2-5-1, but the secondary dominant. You have a G augmented 7 to a C minor 9. And here you have another 2-5-1. But this time this 2-5-1 leads into the F minor. So really what this would be, it would be a G minor to a C dominant 7 to an F minor, which is a 2-5-1 in the key of F minor. But there's also again a tritone substitution. Instead of a C, I'm kind of playing a G flat dominant 7th, but I'm not just playing this easy thing. I'm playing, it's a substitution for the substitution. So it's an added layer of complexity, because I choose to use diminished chord substitutions. I get to the 2 minor, and then I have this. Basically, this is a dominant chord, or plays the function of a dominant chord, and then it resolves to the tonic. So I hope this gave you some food for thought. I know this was kind of a long lesson, and I hope I didn't lose you along the way, at least not too much. So really, I hope I've given you the full picture on how you would approach really this sort of progression, and both the side and the voicings, and I've given you some ideas for that, and how these voicings were arrived at, and I'm hopefully giving you some ideas for that. and also to look at the progression itself in terms of the sort of harmonic, let's call it analysis part. So you can do secondary dominants and 2-5-1s and tritone substitutions and so forth. That's it. I hope you've learned something interesting, and I'll see you next time.